Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of fuck. What have I called this again? Analytical, where we get anal about lyrics. I'm your host. And I have a guest. The guest has brought a song. What song have you brought, guest?
So I brought Jericho by Iniko.
Iniko. That's how you pronounce it.
I didn't say that.
I didn't know how to pronounce it. The song I brought was "Don't Dance" by Anthony Green. Now, the format of this show is pretty simple. I bring a song, you bring a song. We do a spoken word rendition of the song, and I'm looking forward to your rendition, by the way. And then we talk about the lyrics, talk about what they mean or what we think they mean. One of the rules is don't look up what the lyrics mean. It's just supposed to be your own. Spoiler: I with my song, I'm going to try and convince you that it's about premature ejaculation. Uh, after watching the video, I doubt it is about that, but that's what I think it's about. So, if you like, the initial idea was for you to go first because the show isn't about me; it's about the song. But then I also thought, well, it's a new show. I have more idea of the format and how to do it. Maybe I should go first, but it's up to you. Do you want to go first? Do you want to go second?
I mean, I'm happy to go first. I'm happy to go second. But since you've got premature ejaculation, I'm really curious about that now. So,
Okay. All right. So I'll go first, right? So the song I brought was Don't Dance by Anthony Green. What year was it brought out? I want to say 2022. I listened to it probably 2023. And that album, Anthony Green's album, if I'm not mistaken, was the most played album of 2023 on Spotify. Not in the world, but for me. You know when they do that Spotify rap thing. Um, yeah, that was the most, and this song in particular was the most played song. And I'm not entirely sure why I liked it so much, but I did, and I just kept listening to it. Um, that is about all the context I have for you, actually. Anthony Green, I get vibes of like, well, I used to get vibes of like anti folk. I kind of put him in the same category as Adam Green, maybe Daniel Johnston, but this song in particular was kind of completely different than anything like that. It was more like a normal song instead of just like a guy on an acoustic guitar kind of uh, talk singing. So so yeah, it was a bit different. But yeah, in general, he kind of has strange uh, because he's anti-folk, or at least in my head, he was anti-folk. Premature ejaculation was totally like a concept that he probably would sing about. But again, having watched the video, which is like, uh, an indoor skate track with a bunch of kids like running around, and people skateboarding and stuff. And there's a lot of kids in his music video. I'm just like, if this was about premature ejaculation, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have kids in this music video, but I don't know. So anyway, I will do the spoken word now. Here goes. Uh, Displace, contrast. Who wouldn't want to let this pass? The snake must molt. It's getting caught trying to. It's getting caught trying to be something it's not. Keep it up so long. Maybe it should stay in the place it's lost. This too must pass. It's getting caught trying to keep it together. I don't dance. The world around me spins like a tornado. When you come, it's like nothing I've ever felt. Soothsay, maintain. I never thought it'd be like that. The snake must molt. It's getting caught trying to keep it together. I don't dance. The world around me spins like a tornado. When you come, it's like nothing I ever felt. My tragedy, the lion's mane, getting right back up again, dreaming of the perfect way to say the things I should just say. I don't dance. The world around me spins like a tornado. In your arms, you are the only thing I want. I don't dance. The world around me spins like a tornado. When you come, it's like nothing I ever felt. Now, when you come, it's like nothing I ever felt was clearly the hook that made me go down this rabbit hole of premature ejaculation. I think, but you tell me from reading the lyrics, listening to the song, what was your uh, understanding of it first before I dive into this conspiracy theory of mine?
Yeah, no, I think when I was sort of like reading the lyrics, definitely not premature ejaculation. I was, yeah, no. Thing. You know what? I'm gonna be really boring here. I'll tell you what. So, I think this song is about signal versus noise.
Go on.
Very, it's a different topic than where you were headed. So, check this out. So, there's a couple of verses here that are very interesting. Let me just walk you through them. So, trying to be something you're not, or you are the only thing I want. I don't dance. The world around me spins like a tornado. So I said signal versus noise. So if we look at the noise, some of the noise in the song to me was like trying to be something you're not. Keep it up so long, or the snake must molt. And that sort of said to me, well, let's start at the beginning. Trying to be something you're not. Well, if you look at the society today, right? What is the chance of you finding someone on the street or in your group of friends who's probably like that one person who's who you look at them and you're like, why are they doing all of this, right? And you sort of like know them and you're like, this is not you, and I know you're trying to be something, but this is just not you. Or even if you think about yourself, the work you're doing, and do you know if you think of like the things that you want to do, the verse here that says the world around me spins like a tornado, to me this says I'm trying to find the thing that I'm doing, and it feels to me like there's a lot of things around me that are just like happening. How do I know which ones to do? And then the earlier verse, let me just go back to it. It's getting caught trying to be something it's not. Is the main one that signals, well, there's something here. Now the signal to me was quite late in the song when it was saying, "You are the only thing I want." So it sort of like went from the noise, getting caught trying to be something you're not, to find the thing that you want. That sort of like signals the signal. And let me just, because I've written down something else.
I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying to a certain degree. When I was going through it, I was like, oh, obviously, there are other ways to interpret the song. It's not just this is the only way. But I was like, you know what? Fine. I'm going to try and convince you that my way is the actual way that Anthony Green wrote the song. But firstly, I'd like to request that you pick a position in general and just stick to it and not lean on the table and move around too much because I'm hearing a lot of yeah, not with your interpretation of any song, but yeah, your actual position is just um right. Sorry. Yes, I saw everything that you were saying. I wouldn't have called it signal versus noise, but there was definitely this whole like, it could very well be just about people not dancing because they feel a bit too self-conscious, and they don't want to expose their real self to people, and because like dancing is quite personal, you know it's one reason why I don't really dance, is because to dance is to kind of let inhibitions go, so to speak. And there's a lot here that is talking about doing the opposite of that, and this kind of cry or this need to uh, let go, molt, so to speak. So yes, I see what you're saying, but your framing of signal versus noise, I'm not entirely clear about.
I think I think to me what signal versus noise was sort of like the beginning, where I didn't really know what was going on, and it was mainly it's getting caught trying to be something it's not. Maybe it should stay in the place it's lost. It's getting caught trying to keep it together, and these to me sound like sort of like characteristics of when you're trying to find the one thing you're good at, or trying to find the one thing you should be focusing on, and not knowing what that is, and sort of like faking that you care about something when in fact you don't, just because society tells you that actually that is what you should be focusing on. And then later in the song, towards the end, dreaming of the perfect way to say the things I should just say. In your arms, you are the only thing I want. That sort of makes the connection in my head that actually at some point you will fight through through the noise and find that one thing. You're the only thing I want. Find the thing that you want, and then doing that. And when you come, it's like nothing I've ever felt, which sort of like concludes. Okay, so far I've been lost in all this noise, but you've come along, whatever that is, and you've sort of like given me purpose.
Fine. Yes. I mean, clearly, what you've highlighted is that my mind is smut, and the second that I read or heard "when you come," I was like, well, that's coming. It's not to enter a room. It's to orgasm. So right.
You know what? I'm curious about you. Did you did you feel like there was like something really random in the song, like something that was like just okay? I've read the lyrics one time, second time, third time.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's anything in the song that doesn't make any sense?
Well, funny you should mention that. And the only way that it makes sense to me is through this idea of sex. Okay. Um, and that is the lion's mane. Like I have no idea why that would be in the song unless it was about getting an erection.
I have no. That was my
Was
point.
that your random? Was that
Yeah,
the random?
I was like, what is that? I don't get that. I did not get why they added that at all. No.
Okay, so here's okay. Listen, hopefully, I I hope by the end of this you're like, oh, I'm convinced now. I'm convinced. I tried to convince ChatGPT. It was having none of it. Absolutely none of it. Um, and this was ages ago when I first listened to the song. It was still in the early days of ChatGPT, so maybe it just couldn't see the nuances there. But anyway, um, so firstly, when like we are going to have to go into the mechanics of being a man and not wanting to come here, just so we can resonate. So we're going to have to be okay with talking about this. But when you don't want to, you have to displace or contrast the situation you're in to try and get out of getting too aroused, right? Um, uh, but you also are battling this like I love the feeling, I love the moment. So it's displaced contrast. Who wouldn't want to let this pass? Um, uh, the snake must molt. So the snake comes out of its skin. What I'm thinking is non-circumcised, bell end, you know,
Individuals,
yeah,
yeah.
okay. um, it's getting caught trying to be something it's not. I was like, tentatively big, like he wants to be bigger than he is, perhaps, something like that. uh, what else? Keep it up so long. Come on. That's easy enough. I don't have to dive into that. Maybe it should stay in the place it's lost. This too must pass. Now, this too must pass is probably the line that actually got me hooked on the song because I just really like that saying. And hearing it in this song, I think I was actually slightly depressed at the time. And so hearing that in this song was like, yeah, this too must pass. That's quite nice. And that kind of hooked me on the song, so to speak. And that's why I kept listening to it. Um, uh, Maybe it should stay. Yeah. So that maybe it should stay in the place it's lost, right? So for me, this was maybe it should stay in the place, like just don't move, don't pump, and then oh no, I need a pump, it's lost, you know. um, uh, and then I don't dance, the world around me spins like a tornado, right? Um, so you can see here that because of the framing of premature ejaculation, I don't want to pump. She is riding me, right? The world around me spins like a tornado, right? And then obviously when you come, it's like nothing I ever felt. It just kind of um, soothsay, maintain. You know, you're like, oh, come on, I got this, I got this. You know, again, there's a lot of repetition here. Lions, the tragedy of lion's mane, right? So that is he comes, right, and it's so sad because he doesn't have any lion's mane, which means he's not going to get hard again in time to go again, right? Getting right back up again, right? He can't get back up again because it's sad that he just won't be able to come again. I mean, like he won't be able to get hard again because he hasn't got his lion's mane on him, so he can get hard again. Um, to say the things I should just say, I don't know what that is. That doesn't really fit with my that was probably the only line that I was like, I can't put this in. But I suppose you had the lion's mane and I have this to say the thing. I should just say, well, maybe it's just calm down, stop. That was the only thing I could think of, like just like whoa, we got to slow down for a second, you know. And if he just said that, maybe he could have maintained, you know. And but yeah, that's what do you think?
I can see the argument. Yeah, that's a crazy interpretation. Yeah, I think I liked how you began with displace and contrast. Yeah. Am I convinced? I'm half convinced now. It
Well,
says
what's not convincing you? Is it just your interpretation, kind of?
no, no. It's I think
For
I
me,
think
it's the video. The video has convinced me that it's not.
right.
Yeah,
Well, there's nothing. Well, honestly, when I was reading the lyrics, it was very vague. So like
yeah.
it could have been it could have been signal as noise. It could be premature ejaculation. It could be a lot of things. At first, like when I first listened to it, I was like, it's a bit of a weird song, but it's cool. But yeah,
Did,
premature ejaculation. Yeah, it's an interesting take.
did it make you want to listen to any of other of his songs?
I think maybe not necessarily, but maybe not
Yeah.
necessarily just because it felt like well, the lyrics are a bit vague. And when I listen to a song, I'll tell you, when I listen to a song, I sort of like I don't really fully listen to the lyrics, but when I do, I would like for them to make just a tiny bit of sense. And I'm not saying this doesn't. I'm saying it probably does, but it's like one of those songs, where like it's got a deep meaning and you have to listen to it and then analyze it really, really well, and then think about, well, this artist has written these songs, and then you have to listen to those songs and try to find a common theme, and then you're like, oh, okay, this song is about premature ejaculation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it is or not. It's just I've listened to it so many times,
It could be.
and I'm just like, I think it might be. I think it might be, but that has nothing to do with the rest of his songs or anything like that. It's just the words in the sequence just makes me think that that's what he's singing about, and I kind of get what you mean. I think there's a fine balance between like utter vagueness, like the champagne supernova in the sky. I mean, what the fuck does that mean, right? But uh, there is like artistry in uh, the use of words and imagery to try and say something without overtly saying it, which I think brings us quite nicely onto your song.
Oh, I see how it is. Okay, so
um, yeah, so tell us about Jericho by Nikio.
Iniko, yeah.
Iniko.
So the way I listen to songs, right, is I just press play on my mix on YouTube Music or Spotify or whatever, and then I let that play. and then I let the app itself give me like recommendations based off of that. So I didn't know anything about this song. Like it wasn't that like I listened to it somewhere in a bar and I was like, oh, I like this song, let me Shazam it, and then I'll add it to my playlist. It just came up randomly, right? And because I didn't know anything about it, the past 24 hours I've been trying to listen to like some of her other songs, and she's quite a young artist. And apparently, when I looked into it, she started her whole her whole.
It's I think they are a they.
Oh, there are they.
They are a they, from what
There
I've
are
read.
they. Well, this day started her career um, doing remixes of like other people's songs before actually creating their own
Okay.
cool things. And I think the common theme within the songs I've listened to is sort of like spiritual mythology and a bit of religion, but I'm not completely sure about the religion just yet. But yeah, I think yeah, up and coming artist, maybe cool song. Not she, um, they've done a good job. Shall I go to the song then?
Please, please.
All right, all right. This is much longer than yours by a bit. Okay,
Yeah,
so
well, I mean, if you don't want to repeat any of the stuff, if you think that we can get the idea of it without repeating, please don't feel like you need to repeat stuff.
all right, here we go. So, I'm high. I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone. I've been far away. I'm a Lumineer now. Make moves, start waves. I've been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the Greys. They want to cosign. Artificially intelligent, new AI. I'm your future, past, and present. I'm the fine line. Now we go into the chorus, well, the pre chorus. So, I'm the missing link of this illusion. I'm not really here, I'm an intrusion. I don't swim or sink, I just float. I don't need gravity, I just need growth. And then the
No,
chorus,
don't. Just read it out. Just read it
oh,
out.
just wait, okay, okay. When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. I can go higher past the stratosphere. I can catch fire. I can go hard. I don't even need to try. Star blood, I don't ever get tired. Predestined, written in stone. I feel it coming in, I feel it in my bones. Heavily protected, never alone. Tapped in, I'm connected to the unknown. Then everything else sort of like repeats with when I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Breakdown walls like Jericho crumble. When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I will never ever fall, I never stumble. And I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. And then so on it goes about Jericho, Jericho walls come down, Jericho, Jericho walls come down like Jericho, walls come down like Jericho. And they sort of like on repeat until the end.
Okay. Well, for the future listeners, I will try and do better to make sure that the recitals are more dramatic and charismatic.
Well,
Yeah.
with me right now.
Cool.
As, as I was reading the song just now,
Yeah.
I feel like this could be about premature ejaculation. uh, any song could be about that now. It's crazy. Well,
I mean, do you have things to say about the song, or do you want to try and fit premature ejaculation to the song?
we can do both. The thing that made me think premature ejaculation was what was it? I can go higher, I can go hard, I don't even need to try. Star blood, I don't ever get tired. I
Well,
feel
that's
it coming, I feel it in my bones. I think that was I feel it coming, I feel it in my bones was like this could be about that. But my honest take was again, it's like it was one of these songs when like I listened to it and I'm like, I don't really know what it's about. And then I listened again and I was like, I still don't know what this is about. And then I read the lyrics and I still felt like this is really vague. Like, who the fuck is Jericho to begin with? Who the fuck is this Jericho?
so. Hang on, you don't know the story of Jericho?
Uh, oh, there's actually a Jericho.
Do you not
Right.
know the story of Jericho? It's the biblical story of Jericho.
Okay, so this makes a bit more sense. Right. So I'll tell you my take on it.
Okay.
I'll tell you my take on it because this makes a bit more sense now. So when I was reading the lyrics for like the fifth time, I started to understand. Well, maybe, just maybe, this has to do with something like a Zeus like person from like the mythology,
Okay.
and it made me think of that just because it talks about I'm from outer space. I'm a Lumineer now, and to me, Lumineer. When I looked up the word Lumineer, I didn't know what the word
Yeah,
was.
I don't know. That was one of my notes. What the fuck's a luminaire?
Yeah, exactly. Go on Google, and it says something about dentist and like something about your teeth that you put on your teeth. But actually, if you dig deeper, Lumineer is like a celestial body. So I was like, okay, so something like a godlike sort of like
Yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. And then as we moved through the lyrics, there was something really interesting here. Let me just pull it up. So when I move, it's an earthquake. I will never ever fall. I will never ever fall, never stumble. So that's part one.
Hmm.
And then bear with. I don't need gravity. I just need growth. And I don't need to be humble. I can go hard. I don't even need to try. This sort of like these couple of lines just made me think, okay, confidence because, well, okay, you when you move, you create earthquakes. But then also this very interesting line, which is, and I don't need to be humble. Sort of like signals to me arrogance. So like confidence and arrogance. And when I put those two together, plus the luminaire as a celestial body, I was thinking, well, this could be Zeus, right? This could be him, or it could be like some other person from mythology who's like who had really great powers, but also was a bit of an arrogant or a bit too.
Hmm.
So that was sort of like the theme that I sort of like identified.
Yeah, I mean, I think I picked up on similar themes, but I think the main thing that I think would kick off my take on this would be where is it? Uh, there's kind of there's kind of well, actually, okay, so I think in general artists kind of fall into two camps, right? And maybe or let's say a song will fall into two camps. In most, like if they're talking about I, right? If they say I in the song and they're talking about themselves, they'll either be self-deprecating or kind of what's the word? Self-affirmating, right? And this song is definitely affirmating, whereas the other song I'd say was deprecating to a certain degree. Um, and uh, so yes, I also saw all those kind of things of uh, arrogance and stuff. And what it kind of felt like was, like those kind of rap songs, those kind of where the guy's like, I'm great. The vibes are always like I'm the fucking shit. Like that's basically what this song is vibing here. In my opinion. And if we look at the start, uh, when I one writing technique that I have for writing lyrics, right, is I'll say some random fucking thing at the start, and it will normally be something to do with my surroundings, right, and then I will kind of move on from that starting point, right. And if you look at the start, right, to me, what happened was they're all sitting around getting high, right? And one of them says, "I'm high," and then you can see that pattern all the way through the very much the first verse. High, space, Milky Way, evolution, Big Bang, um, Greys, aliens, AI, future, missing link, again, evolution, float, space, gravity. It just goes like this theme kind of goes through just from this one thing. I'm high, right? Um, and and but then when I learned that, so yeah, so all I got from this was that um, she's she thinks she's great, she thinks she's edgy, and she's like breaking down social barriers, or like that's what she thinks she's doing. Um,
I
and
think
and
them as a they.
oh, sorry,
Or
sorry, yes, no, yeah, you're completely right. You're completely right. they're great, they're edgy, they're breaking down social barriers. Um, uh, a kind of like I'm not normal, and it's fucking great, you know. And that's kind of the vibe. I don't think it matches the tone or melody of the song that much, like the bravado-ness of it. Do you
Mm.
know what I mean? Like the lyrics themselves don't really match the how she's singing and stuff that much, um, but that's maybe for a different podcast. Um, the other thing that I got, which is again more on the melody side, there was a lot of this kind of a stuff going on in the background, you know, and it really reminded me of the Blue Lady in uh, fuck, Fifth
Excellent.
Element. Fifth Element. You know the opera singer in Fifth Element. And and I feel like watching the music video, that also those vibes were kind of going on there with like the futuristic stuff. But I did not like this song. I mean, like just hearing you read it, I was like, these lyrics are so subpar.
Yeah,
Like they're
they're
just they're just like so in your face. Especially this artificially intelligent new AI. I personally, I have a thing. I've got a really I've got an issue with people uh using modern technology in the lyrics of their songs. And I don't know why I have such an issue with this, but to me it cheapens the poetry to have something like AI or text message or hit you up on WhatsApp. I don't know. There's just something about it that just makes it really cheap. And so that line there kind of threw me out of the listening state. And the other part that threw me out was where was it? It was um this I'm the missing link of this illusion. I'm not really here. I'm an intrusion. Um I don't know why, but that to me just it the lines themselves drew too much attention to themselves, especially within the music video. Maybe it was like how she projected them or something, but something about it like just again threw me out, and I was like, oh, those are pretentious or something. I don't know. There was something about those lyrics that just kind of um, and then I was thinking, I don't need gravity. I just need growth. Is that like like viral growth? Like she wants to get really famous or something? Um, uh, I think those were the main things. But you don't know.
I don't know who's this Jericho dude is. Like, if
Yes.
anything, I think this song is shit for me. Well, it's not bad, but like, it's a bit shit because, like, bro, who is Jericho?
Okay. Let me tell you about Jericho. Um,
Bring boy Jericho in the convo.
yes, and I'll tell you about Jericho, and then this will bring me on to why I think it's a bit weird to have that um, simile in there in the first place, right? Because so Jericho was a city in like I don't know biblical kind of Old Testament times, and this dude called Joshua. I don't know why he wants to take it over, but he wants to take it over, and so he got his soldiers to walk around the city for 6 days in silence, and then on the seventh day, they shouted, and the walls came down, and then they went in and sacked the city, right? So that's a story that there was this like so they walked around the city in silence for 6 days, which is like a completely pointless task. Um, I in my head I didn't know that they'd walked around the city. I thought they walked around and just shouted every once in a while, and I was like, well, maybe they were shouting at different like angles, and the wall was really shit, and so the vibrations like. But it was only one shout, so I don't really know why they walked around for 6 days. But um, anyway,
Cartoon.
they did that. Apparently, it's supposed to be just like a sign of faith. Like, we know this is pointless, but we're going to do it anyway. And then, hurrah, we're going to shout at the end, and the walls come down. Now, obviously, walls coming down, walls break down like Jericho. Yeah, we get it. Jericho's walls came down. But and we also get it. You're breaking social walls, you're breaking social conventions, and those walls are coming down like Jericho. Sure, but the entire song is space. It's not, you know, biblical. So why are they using Jericho in this space? Like they just brought in this simile for just the sake of it. I don't know. Um, and then I was like, okay, should it be walls break down like Jericho crumble, or uh, walls break down? Oh, sorry, break down walls like Jericho crumbled is what I thought it should be, like proper English, right? But it's not. It's break down walls like Jericho crumble, which doesn't make any sense.
Maybe it's because they say it in like the present form, like grammatically. Like it's kind of like an incantation, right? Break
Oh,
down
oh. So it's
Jericho.
like break down walls like Jericho. Crumble.
Yeah.
Ah, I see. Yeah, fine.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Um, so now that we've done that, I'm going to see what I can find quickly on Adam Green, Anthony. Anthony? No, Adam. No, Adam. Anthony. Anthony? I don't know what his name is now. Don't dance. And you find out what you can find on the meaning of Jericho crumble. Don't dance. And it is Anthony Green. I hope I said Anthony Green to begin with, because that would be embarrassing. What does it mean? Maybe if we ask Google AI. And did you know that Google AI, you can now do what? Is it G.ai? And you get its thingamabob. What does. What does. Don't dance, Anthony Green. What does it mean?
So I found my thing.
Go on.
So it's a, and this is Gemma, right?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a multidimensional anthem about self ascension, the breaking of personal and societal barriers. So sort of like what you said with a story, and embracing a fluid cosmic identity. And the meaning of this song can be broken down into several key themes: breaking barriers, cosmic identity, empowerment and confidence, transcendence of binary labels, which is a bit weird. As a non binary artist, though, okay, fair. Iniko often weaves themes of fluid into their work. Okay, sure. Spiritual awakening, which sort of makes sense because it keeps in tune with like the rest of their song. It's so many listeners interpret the song as a tool for deconstruction, reevaluating traditional religious upbringing to find a more personal, expansive spiritual connection. So I guess yeah, not knowing about the story of Jericho and like the fact it's religious, I sort of like had the feeling it was like something religious just because of their other songs.
Mm-hmm.
But so in theme with like the conclusion is in theme with I guess breaking down of personal and societal barriers and religion.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think we got that. I think we got that. I mean, from the Anthony Green one, I was well off. You were probably more on the money, to be honest. Um,
I could also see it as premature ejaculation as well. This song, I'll be honest.
the song serves as a raw, vulnerable introduction to the record's primary theme: recovery, mental health, and struggles to maintain stability. Um, the world around me spins like a tornado, don't dance. These phrases act like metaphors trying to stay grounded or maintained while everything else is chaos. Uh, Green wrote the album following a period of intense personal turmoil, including a near fatal overdose in 2020 and the subsequent bipolar disorder diagnosis. He described the track as an apology and a request for patience from those around him as he navigates these challenges. Well, that actually makes more sense with the music video that he had. A lot more sense because it seemed like surrounding with friends and family and things like that. So yeah, that makes more sense. Um, the snake metaphor, recurring lyrics, suggests a cycle of self-destruction or being caught trying to be something it's not. Vulnerability as a strength. Right. Well, there you go. So this is why we don't look up things before we come to these conversations, or we don't get the fun that we had before we looked up what it actually meant. Um, I hope everyone enjoyed that first episode. I hope you enjoyed that, guest. Did you enjoy that?
Guest. Okay, that's gonna be my name. Guest.
Yeah.
Well, the
Well,
guest.
I haven't said my name and you haven't said yours, so you know.
No, it was really fun. I think next time I can do a better job reading the lyrics. And I was really into it. I was like, okay, what's the actual meaning of this? But I think I need to be a bit more creative with it.
Yeah, yeah, nice. Nice. All right. Well, until next time, stay anal and stay tuned.